welcome.
Jen in Tulsa. You're talking to Eric and Jamie.
Hi. Oh my gosh. I didn't think I was going to get on. This is nerve-wracking.
Surprise.
Hi. Hello.
Okay,
Sorry.
so,
Don't be nervous. Oh, God.
I guess I can give you just like a little brief background. I'll try to be quick.
Sure.
So I'm about 20 years old, and I just became an atheist in February.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. But I've been a skeptic for about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And Eric, earlier, if I remember correctly, you talked about some denominations believing in, like, you're born to go to hell.
Pots made to be broken. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm from a Pentecostal Church of God denomination. I don't know if you're very familiar, but we're the ones that like scream, dance, run around the building, speak in tongues. Yeah.
You're the ones
rolling in the aisles,
moved by the Holy Spirit,
speaking the language of angels.
We would have weekly messages from God through tongues with a interpretation.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what I grown up with for about 19 years. Right now, I'm still kind of living a double life. And right now, I'm in college, and I'm actually starting up a student secular alliance here.
Yes. Have you got in touch with the SSA?
No. It's still like in the very early processes because the fall semester is starting just tomorrow. So it just turned in the papers like Friday.
That's awesome.
Seems like organized.
Yeah, it's a very slow process, but I'm getting there. But I am in touch with the Atheist Community of Tulsa, and they're awesome. Highly recommend.
We got to meet a bunch of them over at the convention in March.
Yeah. Back home, I still go to church with my family. They have absolutely no clue. I used to be on the worship team there, so I'm still very in it back home. But we actually had songs about God being the potter and us being the clay, and about how like if we're broken, we're broken. But if he wants, he can put us back together. But it's just kind of like up to him.
Yep.
But so that's why I decided to call on today specifically. But Eric, I know that you were religious for a long time. Jamie, were you also religious?
I was religious, but of a less fun, exciting way.
This motherfucker reasoned himself out of it, and that is wild.
Okay. I was just kind of wondering, only being an atheist for like six or so months, I still have like nightmares about hell or panic attacks, and I feel that shame a lot, and it's very difficult to handle, especially with all the other, stress in life.
Oh, yeah.
So I was just kind of like wondering how to kind of deal with it.
Sure. So it kind of makes, so it's going to take a long time, right? I've been out for a long time, and I still have hang-ups from indoctrination. It roots itself in you. And when people say, what's the harm? This is the harm. This is what we're talking about, because you have to undo all of the damage, right? If you were never told that when you die, you're going to go to heaven and see all of your friends and family again, you would never have thought that would happen. And so what they did is they did worse than lie to you. They broke your leg to sell you a crutch. Yeah. They told you you were ill so they could sell you the antidote, the solution. And it will take time, but there are ways that you can help yourself along.
Yeah,
right?
So the Recovering from Religion Foundation in particular, we know is very good. They have a hotline project. I believe that their URL is recoveringfromreligion.org, but they're highly Googleable.
Googleable.
Yes, I love Recovering from Religion. I heard about them through a podcast, The Scathing Atheist. I love them. But they introduced me to Recovering from Religion, and I've used a lot of their resources.
Cool.
Good.
That's good.
And Dr. Darrell Ray is just an amazing human being, and I want to find a way to shoehorn him into this show. We will find it, though.
If I may ask one more thing.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Okay.
Granted.
Oh my goodness! I just totally lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay.
I don't know where I was going to go.
It's the proximity effect.
So if you had something to say,
get in touch with us online.
Yeah.
We have an amazing community on Facebook. The Discord is incredible. On Twitter and Instagram, they're freaking hilarious. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay. I, like I said, am still kind of living that double life. So my parents, I don't think they would ever go as far as like disown me or kick me out or anything like that. Like my parents are honestly great people. So I know that they would never do anything like that. But I know that their views about me would change radically. They would never, be able to see me the same way. It's like my mom and I have conversations about religion every single time that we talk to one another. But whenever my brother came out as an atheist, I would still hear them talk about him. And so I was just kind of wondering if you had any information on that, either from like personal experience or anything about like how to kind of talk to family members that may be more hesitant to accept being atheist.
I know we've talked about it. Yeah, we've talked about it a couple times, and we'd be happy to go over it pretty quickly again. I think we'll probably...
In addition, if you're looking for resources outside of the illustrious Eric and myself, Greta Christina has a book coming out, Atheist, that I found particularly helpful, particularly because one of the first things that it highlights is there isn't a single best way. I can tell you, having come out twice to my parents about two things. In the one case, having all right, guys, I need you to sit down. This is a very serious change in my life sort of way. I have a boyfriend, right? And in the second case, just spending more time. Oh, there's a library that I go to that's a Freethought Library. Oh, etc. And eventually they see me wearing an Atheist Community of Austin wristband. And, oh, what is this? And, oh, do you believe that a God exists? And, oh, accidentally they overheard a YouTube video that I was listening to where there was a discussion about, for example, the problem of evil. Tracy was schooling someone, is something as well. And so basically, if the most shocking thing that your family could react to from this would be, oh my gosh, Jen is completely different now. Right, and that I think would be the deepest part of any kind of shock reaction to this. However, if they come to the conclusion, oh, Jen doesn't believe, but they are also see undeniably, slowly, bit by bit, that you haven't, started like burning Bibles and crosses and vandalizing churches in your spare time, I'm assuming. Then they'll sort of understand, this is still my daughter and, we still do whatever, Christmas together, and that one has always struck me as the weirdest one. Do you still want Christmas presents? Like, yeah, I run out of socks really quickly. I do need, that's true though. But
yeah, and really,
I've seen my sock drawer.
Okay, so put on your Christian hat. I'll put on mine, because I remember the word atheist meant Satan worshiper.
Yeah, it's
the word in particular is very...
Yeah. And so what you want to do is give them the definition. That is my advice. When you do, or if you do decide that it's the right thing to do to tell them, and it does not have to be the right thing to do, it's completely up to you, right? But if you do decide to tell them, you don't have to say, I'm an atheist, because you're communicating to them something that you already know is not the definition. Tell them you don't believe, or that you're, because that right there is our definition of atheist, not theirs. Well, and what you can do is change that later. But Jamie's absolutely right. What I'm saying is at the very end of it, but small bits, take your time, talk, be honest, open, and over time, if they see that you haven't changed, Jamie nailed that on the head.
Yeah. But again, sorry, the part that we didn't emphasize in this call is if, right? Like, I'm not going to fault you. I don't think Eric's going to fault you. And I'll come to your defense if someone says, oh, it's your moral obligation to do this, etc., right? Family is very important. And while I think that it is very helpful, right? Visibility and representation, not just in media, but in life. Oh yeah, you know, so-and-so doesn't believe, right? People knowing that they had a gay uncle is something that's very helpful for people, you know, coming to that conclusion. It's a separate issue, but there's many parallels, which is that it is a thing that can be hidden, that doesn't directly affect your relationships with everyone, and that people feel, particularly in this society, oh no, I should hide this, I should stay in the closet. But really, at a certain point in time, you want to hang out with people that are like-minded about that. You want to go, in my example, you want to go down to 4th Street or to the Pride Parade, which was excellent, although the ACA wasn't in it this year. But you also want to be able to engage with, for example, the Atheist Community of Tulsa and start an SSA and stop by the Freethought Library in Austin, 1507 West Koenig Lane, where you are welcome 7 days a week.
Heck yeah.
Come in, see a live show. We've got free food, you know. That's the thing. But to be clear, you know, we kind of need to wrap up this particular call. We hope to hear from you in future. Oh, I cut you off because you were going to say something and then probably do that as well. All right.
That's okay. What I was going to say
we'll
is
talk about it at home.
The more open atheists that are out there, the more chances people get to see that and the more examples they get to see. So right over my shoulder is somebody who we think is awesome.
But
come on, Neil. It's nice over here.
Yeah.
The water's fine. Come on.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You will have a claim to fame to say, you know what? I'm doing something better than Neil deGrasse Tyson.
All right. We're going to move on, but thank you for calling in.
Yeah. Thanks for calling in. And stay in touch.
You guys have been great.
Aw. We love you too. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.